The importance of launching this organization in 2014 is that despite the many years where we've seen a proliferation of women's human rights organizations and organizations that are generally working around human rights, but we have not seen an emphasis on addressing women's human rights through strategic litigation. It has been done, but it has been far and in between. Therefore, this organization is being launched and it's going to be focusing on working on strategic litigation, working with partners in each country and that will be identified, and those individual lawyers that set themselves apart as being interested in for strategic litigation to bring about the desired change. Also, in as much as there have been organizations that have been working on strategic litigation, but tendencies that it has happened at domestic level, this organization, without any fear, wants to leave no stone unturned, and in the process, this organization wants to develop the jurisprudence of human rights, and in developing the jurisprudence of human rights, it wants to make it clear to all and sundry that women's rights are human rights, not just on paper, but in real life they are human rights, and therefore women should live their lives in that way. I myself have joined this organization because my own politics coincides. There's a nexus between the politics of ISLA and my own. Since I cannot point to a person that invited me to the women's movement, but rather I can talk about so many things that I pointed to, that somehow this issue of inequality has never ever sat well with me from childhood. I started questioning. Before I was in school, I was in Sunday school, every and anywhere. And then in later years, I realized that, there are other sisters. So I was quick to join the sisters. Now then we call it a movement. In 2010, I actually challenged my own government of the Kingdom of Swaziland, because can you imagine that in the 21st century, we still had a law that precluded women who are married by civil rights in commute of property to their husbands from registering title to land in their own rights. When I was challenging the government, it was about the inequality based on what the Constitution provided. But of course, behind this inequality is not just that us women in Swaziland should get what the men are getting, but it's also issues of socio-economic rights, because this non-registration by women of title to land has far-reaching consequences to women in that regard.